Hello again. This is Chai Chats. I had to take a little break from most things. Part of that is because depression, but I had lost any sense of joy in any of the things that would normally make me very happy. During this little break from the videos, some really cool stuff also happened though. One of them being I got engaged. We got engaged in November. I just spilled coffee on my notes. But we got engaged in November, and I took some time to just enjoy that. I will say, following the engagement, a couple days later, I dropped very hard. I was very sad. And I find it so interesting how you can just be overwhelmed, like to the brim, with joy and love and happiness. And then as soon as the source of that joy is gone or has faded or whatever, the depression just comes pouring back in. Another cool thing, though, that is helping a lot, I finally got to see a doctor, and I am trying a new medication that I think so far is going pretty decently. So I am very, very slowly finding joy again. But I had noticed that it was gone when things like crocheting or my tabletop games, reading, anything, none of it brought me the joy that I was used to it bringing me. But I had put so much pressure on myself for these videos, my art, my social life, self-improvement. And something I learned along the way is that I needed to show myself a little grace. And I think we all do. I put so much on my plate all the time that it would trigger like an ADHD paralysis. I would have so much to do that I wouldn't know where to start, and then I would have no motivation to just start because I was overwhelmed with how much I had to do. And that's like all the time. So I would make these extensive to-do lists, maybe get a handful of those things done. And then instead of giving my attention to the things that I did get done, I would just dwell on all of the things that didn't get done. And I was so pressed about not being productive enough. And I think that, along with just the general lack of grace I've shown myself lately, has contributed to losing my spark. So I've had some really great things happen. And somewhere during all of that, I've just lost my spark. This little bit of the video might be a little heavier for some. I know it can be a sensitive subject, but we're going to talk a little bit more about depression and, finding my spark again, to me at least, starts with understanding why I lost it in the first place. I've struggled with anxiety and depression since I was 9. And for a while there, over the last few years, the depression wasn't as present of an issue, comparatively speaking. But between moving back to the East Coast and the depression that comes with the season of the Northeast, it has really become a large part of my daily life. Depression, that is. It's affected me on a very extreme level. Everyday tasks have become quite difficult, so as you can imagine, even bigger tasks are, forget about it. Don't talk to me about, the important tasks. They just don't happen. And doing things for myself makes me feel guilty. And then that guilt makes me feel overwhelmed. Depression looks different on everyone. But an important thing to note is that it does not define us. I keep spilling this. I often struggle with tasks that involve taking care of myself, whether it be my body, my mind, my heart, or my spirit. Depression sucks the life out of you. It sucks the joy out of life. And it just makes everything heavy and hard. And that being said, this is the part of the video where I remind you it's not your fault. We can influence, but we cannot control our brain chemistry. So depression can't be your fault. And things can change if you let them. Those of us with depression, unfortunately, do have to work a little harder to bring about that positive change that, helps combat the depression, that helps you keep moving forward when you are living life as someone with depression. So here are some things I am doing to make room for change and find my spark again. One of them, I saw it on a YouTube video earlier, and I think it is such a good idea that I really want to start implementing it. And that is, in the morning when I wake up, what's the first thing you do? Is it check your phone? Because same, obviously. So my new rule, before I can check my phone in the morning when I wake up, I have to get up and go brush my teeth. I can get back into bed. I don't have to do anything else. But when I wake up, if I want to check my phone, I have to go brush my teeth. Because I'm going to go on my phone regardless, right? So I might as well make it some sort of reward for something I have a hard time doing. Which, yes, I sometimes have difficulty with tasks as simple as brushing my teeth. But I think this method or this idea is going to switch something in my brain. And I think it'll be really good. Another thing that's going to be part of my waking up process is, if I wake up and I want to go back to bed, I have to get up and move for 10 minutes. whether it's dancing, yoga, stretching, going for a walk. If I want to go back to bed, I need to do 10 minutes of movement because 9 times out of 10, that movement gets me going and I won't want to go back to bed anymore and I can start my day. Lastly, another thing, and it's really hard for me, especially since very little brings me joy lately. Doing one thing every day for absolutely no reason other than because it brings me joy. And it doesn't have to be like this overwhelming, pure sense of joy from doing something because that's just not realistic. Things don't make me super happy right now because I have depression. So doing something I know I love and something I know at some point has brought me joy, doing it for no reason other than just to try to feel that joy. Because, joy won't just show up on your doorstep, especially when you're depressed. We live in a society that has been conditioned to live this life constantly chasing instant gratification. And it's ruining our ability to actually feel joy and be happy. And just because something isn't immediately gratifying, it doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. Sometimes we have to make intentional space for joy to move in. So at the end of the day, I still have depression. But I will find joy again. And I will find my spark again. No matter what I have to do. Sip on it. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for holding space for me. I am happy to be back. It probably won't be every day like it was in the beginning. But when it feels right, I'll be here. I'll talk to you later. Okay, love you. Bye.